Have you ever played with a DM who seems to have it in against you? Does he dole out disadvantage on nearly everything and refuse to give you advantage? Do you stay awake at night wondering how you're going to solve this problem? Hey, Luke Hart here. I have been a Dungeon Master since high school, and I do weekly videos giving information and resources to Dungeon Masters to help them run awesome games. So if you're looking to level up your game, hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when new videos come out. Today on Ask a DM, we're going to be talking about DMs who only give out disadvantage to their players. Oh, by the way, about that opening, my advisory council told me that I need to look at new ways of opening my videos. So go ahead and let me know down in the comments whether you think that was a fail or not. Oh, and before the flame starts raining down on me, I wasn't mocking the problem or the person asking the question. I was just being Luke, I guess. Anyway, Charles on YouTube asks, I have a DM who often gives out arbitrary disadvantages for ability checks, attacks, and saving throws outside the stated rules, often simply because of the way the player worded their actions, which I wouldn't find a problem if he also gave out advantages in the same way. I have actually logged, over the past 5 sessions, the advantages and disadvantages outside of rule and mechanic related reasons. It's a total of 17 disadvantages and 3 advantages. For example, we had just killed the big baddie of a fort. We knew other enemies remained because we came in via a less direct means. After we killed the big baddie and leader, we took the dead body and were planning on using it to intimidate his underlings in order to get out without a fight. So the barbarian carries the body into the next room, holds it up and screams, "Who's next?" Or something, I forgot. We are sure we would get advantage on the intimidation check. The DM says no. Suggestions on how to confront this. Okay, first I have some specific thoughts about this scenario itself, and then I'll get into some advice about how you can talk to your DM about his only giving disadvantage. So regarding this specific scenario, bypassing most of the dungeon and then taking out the big bad and then hoping that you would not have to fight the rest of the people in the dungeon, my guess is that your dungeon master didn't quite want that to happen. He probably just decided that no, that's just not going to be the way it goes. Although he allowed you to bypass most of the dungeon and take out the big bad, he probably decided that he still wanted you to have to fight the rest of the monsters in the dungeon. Now there are reasons that a DM might decide this, and they're probably not super good reasons, but there are several things that might be going through your DM's mind. I spent time designing this adventure, and now they're going to skip most of it, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen. Or he might be thinking that these fights that he has planned out in the dungeon are really cool, he has these really cool monsters he wants to use, or these spellcasters that can cast awesome spells. Again, not saying those are necessarily good reasons for your DM deciding not to let you get out without a fight, but those are just things that could be going through his mind. And the reason I mention this is that I think it's really good to understand why somebody is doing something, because a level of empathy can help us come to an understanding and resolve things. In my opinion, a better solution would have been to give you advantage on the intimidation check. I mean, that's what I would have done. And then, if you rolled really high, intimidated the crap out of the monsters, let you all leave. Because here's the thing, that dungeon, those monsters weren't really defeated. Most of the monsters were still alive. So one of them, the most powerful one perhaps, would have taken control over the others, and then they could have kept on doing the same thing they were doing before. Because maybe the PCs didn't actually end the complete threat. They headhunted, they took out the boss, but then an underling takes control and they keep on doing horrible things. Ultimately, your PCs still need to go back and take care of business. I like to think of it this way. If an assassin comes and kills the general of an army, does the entire army disband? Well, no, the second in command will take over. So there are other things the DM could have done to have things play out realistically in that scenario, instead of just denying you advantage for having a really good idea. Okay, now I swear that I'm going to actually answer the dude's question, I swear, but I just want to let you know real quick that Mr. Tarask and I are still running our D&D book giveaway. If you want to get in on that, there's a link down below in the description. Alright, so now that I've analyzed this to death and gotten that plug out of the way, let's get into the actual answer. The best thing you can do is have an open but respectful conversation with your dungeon master about this. In fact, this is probably the way to resolve most problems in Dungeons & Dragons. Actually, talk to people about them. I mean, I would start off by telling him the same thing that you just told us. There are times that you give out disadvantage for things that it's fair and we're okay with that, but there are also other times that we come up with like really cool ideas and you don't give us advantage for them. And what that does for us as a player is just, it kind of kills our excitement and kills our fun after having come up with an idea that we think was pretty cool. Simply explain to him how you feel, because a reasonable DM will take that feedback and do something with it. Because here's the thing, there are times that dungeon masters do things that their players don't like, and they just don't realize that their players don't like it, and they don't realize that they're even doing these things. He could be doing this unintentionally, not wanting to crap on all your good ideas, and he just doesn't realize it. If you mention it to him, there's a chance he'll be like, oh crap guys, I didn't even realize I was doing that, totally sorry. But if you talk to him and he basically tells you, I don't care, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, thank you very much, then at least at that point you know exactly the type of DM you're dealing with, and you can make informed decisions based upon that information. Remember, I make D&D videos every week to help dungeon masters run awesome games. So if you want to level up your game, consider subscribing. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up button, and please consider sharing it with someone who might find it useful. As always, if you got questions about dungeon mastering or have a question about one of your games, please hit me up in the comments. I'm always happy to help. And until next time, let's play D&D.